Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about knowing your numbers and risk management. So knowing your numbers and risk management is a subject that is extremely important when you're running absolutely any business at all, especially businesses where you're just flipping money. So, stock trading is a great example, media buying as well, of course, even just buying inventory for a brick and mortar business. It's all the same. You're just playing with money and you're investing, you're betting that you're going to get a higher return on the money that you're putting out. So the risk would be the money that you're putting out, and the return would be the profit that you're making on the inventory that you've just bought, the traffic that you've just bought, or the stocks that you just invested in. So it's all the same. This applies to absolutely any business. So we have to talk about this here because it's a huge part of media buying, especially because media buying is you're buying things that are intrinsically worthless. You're buying traffic. So all you're doing is just putting money in and getting money out, putting money in, getting money out. There's no physical goods exchanged. So the price of your traffic is arguably the most important metric that you're ever going to deal with in this business. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to calculate your CPA, which means what your actual true commission is on average per sale that you're getting from the offer, because this is the number that you're going to have to play around the whole time, and this is going to be a critical factor in determining your decisions for scaling, for killing ads, and just for operations in general. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how to log into your ClickBank and just get your report on that. So I'm here in my ClickBank. So I just click reporting and then go to sales by vendor. So down here it's just going to show you an option to export to CSV. So you would click this. Obviously there's no numbers in here because this is just a dummy account, but I pulled some numbers up for reference. So what's going to happen is you download the CSV file, so it's just going to be an Excel file, and it's going to show you all these wonderful numbers that are listed right here. So you have earnings per hop, hop, order form, server calls, initial sales amount, upsells, gross sales, refunds, all that stuff. So there's only two that you need to focus on in order to calculate your actual CPA. So that would be initial sales. So this is how many purchases that you've made total. So for this, I took this example from one account that I have, just a sample. So this is Ted's Woodworking over the course of, I don't know, a couple days. So the initial sales count was 23. So I made 23 purchases. And the other metric that we need to focus on to calculate the CPA is the net sales amount. So the net sales amount is going to be a combination of your upsells and your refunds. Okay? So your upsells and your refunds are all factored into this number. So Facebook reporting will only report for your initial sales. So cost per result, these purchases right here, this is 3 initial sales. Even if I got upsells on this traffic, it's not going to get logged here. So what we need to do is calculate the CPA based on our original sales. So if we go back here, all you have to do is you need to take your net sales amount. So over the course of the time period, any time period, it doesn't really matter. The longer time period you have, the better your data is going to be. So obviously, if you run, 3 purchases and then try and calculate this, maybe you didn't get any upsells. I took 23 purchases because that's kind of a fair number to start with. But honestly, at 300 purchases, this number might be slightly different. So first things first, we're just going to plug in the 1524.72 because that's the total sales amount with all the rest of these numbers factored in. And I'm going to divide it by my initial sales count. So my true CPA for Ted's Woodworking is $66 per front end purchase. So this $66, for those of you that are starting to get confused, Ted's doesn't pay me 66 bucks. No, they don't pay you 66 bucks on the front end. This is what they'll total with refunds and upsells and absolutely everything factored in. This is what a sale is worth to me for my numbers on Ted's. Okay? So this is the number that I'm going to play around the entire time when I'm making my campaigns. So I know that $66 on a front end sale would be my break-even point. So let's go back to the business manager and I'll show you some applications. So let's assume, $66, let's not forget about this. I've got a campaign that's doing $26.42 per purchase. So is that a good campaign that I should keep running? Yes, because I'm more than doubling my money on this. This is good enough to scale, in my opinion, because it's more than 2-to-1 ROI. Like, I'm more than doubling my money. So why wouldn't I scale this? At this point, it becomes silly for me to not scale this. I know that there's only 3 purchases here, and I wouldn't make scaling decisions so quickly. But even after 3 purchases, this is having potential. So this is giving me a hint that, if I do exactly what I did in my targeting and exactly what I did in my ad, I'm going to get $26.42 per purchase, which is more than doubling my money. So I'm going to want to do more of whatever I did here, whatever I did in my ads tab. Here, on the other hand, with $86.49 per purchase, I'm losing a fair bit of money. So whatever I did here, I don't want to do. I want to change that. I want to modify that to try and get it lower. Now, I know this might seem like common sense, but it's really something that you have to not ignore and you really have to focus on in order to optimize properly and kind of get the hint on when to close something or when to scale, or if something's good that you want to do more of, or if something is bad and you want to cut it out. So kind of a middle of the road ad set would be this one. So $59.15 per purchase. I'm making like $7. Do I want to spend more money on that even though it's profitable? Probably not, because whatever I'm doing here probably could be optimized. So within this targeting or within the ad that I put out, maybe I could tweak 1 or 2 things to make this 59 into a 49. And then I could tweak a couple more things to try and make this into the 29. So based on the number that you're getting back on your cost per result, you need to make critical decisions on how you're going to go about your advertising. Because if you don't, and you're just running a bunch of ads that are $86.49, you're going to bleed out your budget. And now, don't get me wrong, losing a little bit of money here and there isn't a bad thing, but you do have to be conscious and really take the hint if something's not working so that you can stop doing it. I would not run this targeting again. I'm not going to run whatever I did here again. This was a mistake because in the Facebook, I paid to learn that this was a mistake. I lost, $20 on this bit of traffic that I bought. And if I don't actually put that to use and I keep repeating this same mistake, that's how you lose your shirt. So that's the entire reason I'm making this video. And I know it's been kind of long-winded, but at the end of the day, I could talk for hours about this because risk management is just so important. But just to give you guys a distilled version, in short, if something is more than doubling your money, it's worthy to scale. And you want to do very slight changes on this ad set to make it a little bit better, if any changes at all. Honestly, you could scale to the moon with $26.42 cost per purchase on a $66 CPA on your offer. You could scale to the moon with that. That's golden. Nobody gets double their money on a consistent basis on any other money flipping game out there. So this is amazing. Do so much more of this, as much as you can until it burns out. This, on the other hand, this tells me that I can optimize this and make it better. Would I still run this to test it? Yeah, because I bought the data. This says, yeah, it's good, but is it good enough for my standards? Not really. I want to hit that 2-to-1 or better than 2-to-1 before I'm really getting what I want. This data tells me I don't want to do this anymore. I want to stay as far away from this as possible because this sucks. It didn't work. Now, this is a very small control group, but I'm saying, like, if you try this ad 5 times and you're making small changes and it's just giving you consistently losing results, stop doing it. If you're doing this and you fluke one off and then the rest are kind of like this, like this, like this, then maybe it's not as hot as you think. So all I'm saying is follow the clues. What your cost per purchase is giving you for data is probably the most worthwhile data that you'll ever be getting back. So really pay good attention to it, and utilize this data in order to safeguard your budget, to stay alive while you play this game, and use it to scale so that you can make as much money as you can off of the good data that you just bought.